Hey everybody, Captain B-Nard back here with another Wi-Fi battle. So, today we have a battle against World, random person offline. And so, yeah, looking at his team, it looks to be very cool, very interesting looking team there, very original looking team as well. And looking at my team, it is the same one that I've been using the past few games here. So, what do I want to lead with in this one? I think we're gonna go with the wheezing actually in this one. And we'll see how that works out. Alright, so it looks like he is going to lead with the Landorus, kind of as expected, as I lead with the Wheezing. So he does get the Intimidate to cut our attack here, not going to matter since we're a special attacker. I think right out of the gate here, what we want to do is go ahead and get a layer of Toxic Spikes up. I think that's going to be pretty useful against his team. So we're going to go ahead and do that and see what he wants to do here. So, what is it going to be? Hopefully our controller doesn't give out on us here. That would be not great. So he is definitely thinking about this one. We should be able to take pretty much any attack this thing throws at us here, if he decides to attack us. Could definitely pivot out, but yeah, we'll see. So he is going to go ahead and go for the Stealth Rock, get that entry hazard of his own set up on us, which is fine as we go ahead and get the Toxic Spike up. So we kind of trade hazards there. I don't know that either of us really have a way to get those hazards off the field, actually. So I think what we do this turn, we could get the second layer of Toxic Spikes up, but I think I'm actually just going to go for a Fire Blast instead. He may not want to stay in, so we're just going to do that and see what he wants to do. Get some damage on something, some decent damage, hopefully. He does have a couple of switches to this, but he may not predict it. As he is going to go for a Stone Edge, he does connect. It doesn't do much of any damage to us. We do go for the Fire Blast, we connect, and that is going to take that thing down by about a third, which is nice damage. He is going to get some HP back with the leftovers, and then we are going to get some HP back with the Black Sludge. So I think this turn, now that we've revealed the Fire Blast, I think we're actually just going to go ahead and get the second layer of Toxic Spikes up this time around, as he could easily switch into something to take the fire move now that he knows we have it. So yeah, we're just going to do that and see what he wants to do here. So he is actually going to go for an Earthquake, interestingly enough. Not going to touch us thanks to our Levitate ability, so he may have been predicting us to switch out there, but no, we aren't switching out on this matchup, as we do get the second layer of Toxic Spikes up, which is really nice, because that means anything incoming is going to be badly poisoned instead of regular poison, which is going to be nice, as you get some leftovers recovery, we get some Black Sludge recovery. So this one-on-one matchup really isn't going anywhere fast, but at the same time we don't really have a great switch into the Landorus. At the same time, he doesn't really have a great switch into the Wheezing. So I think what we're going to do, I feel like he probably does switch though this turn, so we're going to go ahead and go for a Sludge Bomb here, as he does U-turn, so that's good. It's not going to do much of any damage to us, and he is going to pivot out, so we do stay on the field longer than him, which is nice. So we kind of sort of win the war of attrition there, even though neither of us got knocked out. And he is in fact going to go ahead and come in with the Rabombi, which is fine as we go for the Sludge Bomb on the switch. That is going to go ahead and just one-shot that thing outright. It didn't get poisoned, so it's probably heavy-duty boots, but yeah, we get to take that thing out and knock him down to 5, which is great, as we do get some HP back from the Black Sludge once again. So Weezing is definitely giving him some problems here, which is nice. So we'll see what he wants to bring in now. It is going to be the Chandelure, so I'm a little surprised he didn't go into that sooner, but it is here now. He does take a badly poisoned off the Toxic Spikes there, and so I think we definitely want to switch out here. We don't want to take damage on Weezing right now for no reason, as it's pretty useful against a lot of his team. So we're just going to switch directly into the Sylveon here and see what he wants to do. We don't have the best of switches to Chandelure, but we're going to just do this and see where it goes. So there it is, as we take the Stealth Rock damage. He is going to go for a Psychic, probably anticipating us to stay in. So that's not going to do too much damage to us, fortunately. And then we are going to get some HP back with the Leftovers. So he is also going to then take some poison damage. So if he's Choice, I don't expect him to stay in, seeing that damage output. So I think our best play, the only problem is let's see, how do we want to play this? I think our best play is actually just to go for a Calm Mind, so that's what we're going to do here. He's probably not going to want to stay in on this matchup after seeing that damage output, as he is actually going to stay in, surprisingly. He goes for the Overheat, and that is nearly enough to take us out, unfortunately. He gets that harsh special attack drop, which is nice, but then he's going to go ahead and pop a White Herb to put that back to normal, so that's definitely awful for us. We do go Calm Mind, which is going to end up not benefiting us at all, as we get the special attack and special defense increases, and then we get some HP back from Leftovers. But even after all that, I don't think we can take another attack from this thing, as he is going to take some more poison damage here. So it kind of didn't really work out the way I was hoping it would, but this turn we're just going to go for the Shadow Ball, see what happens. I don't anticipate living another attack from this thing, even with his lowered special attack. He goes for the Shadow Ball, and will it be enough? Yes, it will be enough, unfortunately, to finish our Sylveon off and knock us down to 5. But it is what it is. We took a little bit of a gamble with the Sylveon. Didn't quite pay off. The only good thing is he is racking up turns upon turns more of poison damage on that thing, which is actually incredible for us. So we have a little bit of a choice to make on our hands right now. What I kind of want to do, because I haven't got a chance to do it yet, is come in with the Satitan and see if we can get something going with Satitan. So I'm actually going to do that. And now this may seem like a weird play on the surface, as we take some Stealth Rock damage, but what I'm going to do here, since we do have the Thick Fat ability, he is at -2 special attack, I'm actually going to go ahead and pop the Terra, terastallizing this thing into a ground type, which means that Thick Fat's now going to grant us a resistance to fire attacks, and then we're going to go for a Belly Drum to see if we can actually pull this Belly Drum strategy off with the Satitan here. So we're going to take a little bit of a gamble again here and see if it pays off. So we're going to terastallize the Satitan here into a ground type, so losing all of our prior weaknesses that we had to as an ice type, as he definitely outspeeds us, goes for the Overheat again, and does quite a bit of damage actually, despite him being at -2 special attack, and despite us being max HP Thick Fat, does actually more than I hoped. It does pop our Citrus Berry though, which gives us some HP back, enough to allow us to go for the Belly Drum, so that is going to put us all the way down to 33 HP in the red, but it is going to go ahead and maximize our attack. So now he's going to take a bunch of damage from the poison, and now the only question is, can we take this thing out with an Ice Shard at +6? And we're all in on this Titan right now. I kind of just wanted to see if this was going to work, so we're going to go ahead and do that and see if it works. So we're going to go for the +6 Ice Shard. It is resisted, and it is enough to go ahead and take that Chandelure out and knock him down to 4, which is incredible. So Titan is finally getting to do something in this game, which is really what I was hoping for. It hasn't done much of anything in any of our prior games, so I really wanted to give it a chance to do something in this one. And it kind of sort of did already, but we'll see how much more it can do. It is kind of on its last legs, but we do have a +6 Ice Shard we can hit anything he brings in with, so we'll see where that takes us here. And as well, anything he brings in is going to get badly poisoned. Well, everything except, of course, that is for the Landorus, so he is going to come in with that. Gets the Intimidate to cut our attack down to +5, but even so, I don't think there's absolutely no way this thing takes a +5 Ice Shard, so we're just going to go for it here, as he's actually going to go ahead and bust out his Terra. I knew that was a possibility, but we're going to see what he Terras into. It is going to be a Water type, so that's very unfortunate. So I think at +5 on a resisted hit, he probably can take this Ice Shard. We're going to find out, though. It is incoming, and he can easily take it, unfortunately, as he goes for the Earthquake in return, and that will take the Titan out, and that'll knock us down to 4. So Titan didn't quite work out the way I had hoped it would, but just kind of is what it is there, as now he regains some more HP with the leftovers. So we did want to give Titan an opportunity to do something in this game, and that's what we did. So I think in this situation we just go right back into the Wheezing here, so that's what we're going to do. So we do take some Stealth Rock damage there, and so now that this thing's a Water type, we can actually hit it with a Thunderbolt if we want to, and I think we actually are going to do that. I don't know if he's going to want to stay in. He probably won't, but at the same time, if he does, it would be really nice. So we're just going to go for the Thunderbolt, see what he wants to do here, and yeah, see where that takes us. So he doesn't know that we have the Thunderbolt just yet, so he may be tempted to stay in and try to chip us down, but we'll see what he wants to do. Kind of hope he does stay in, and he does stay in, go for the Stone Edge. Takes us down a little below half, but we do survive, go for the Thunderbolt in return, and that is going to be enough, actually, to go ahead and finish that Landorus off and knock him down to 3. So that's pretty cool for us. Wheezing is definitely putting the work in this game, which is nice, as we do get more HP back from the Black Sludge. So we'll see what he wants to bring in response to that. And I think he only has a couple of options left. Obviously, he has the Baxcalibur, the Furret, and I forget what the last one is actually. But we'll see what he wants to come in with here to face down the Wheezing at about half. It is going to be the Baxcalibur, so that thing's coming in, and it does get poisoned off the Toxic Spikes, which is great. A bad poison, which is going to put it on a timer, obviously, and the Florges he does have left as well. I almost forgot about that. So we don't want this thing setting up for free on us, so we pretty much just have to stay in and Sludge Bomb this thing to get as much damage as possible, so that's what we're going to do. He does Dragon Dance, which is quite unfortunate. That is going to give him that +1 attack and speed, making this thing very dangerous, obviously, as we go for the Sludge Bomb. Going to do some really solid damage with a critical hit to that thing, which is incredible, knocking it to about a third. We get some HP back from the Black Sludge, and he takes some poison damage. So I think the Wheezing's probably going to be pretty important for the rest of his team, so I kind of want to switch here. We have a pretty good switch in the form of the Empoleon, so I'm actually just going to switch directly into the Empoleon here. He could have coverage, but if he does, he probably wouldn't go for it against the Wheezing, so we'll see how it plays out as we switch the Wheezing out directly into our Empoleon. And so we do take the Stealth Rock damage, and he does go for an Icicle Spear, so that's not going to do too much damage to us. It is X4 resisted on our side, and we'll see how many times it hits. It looks like it's going to be a full 5, actually, which is unfortunate because it's maximum chip damage. He could be loaded dice, as that's more common these days, so We do get some HP back with the leftovers, which is nice, and he is going to take some more damage from the poison. So we're in an interesting situation here because we could try to mind game this thing, scout for what kind of coverage moves he could have for us by switching back into the Wheezing, which I kind of want to do. Just because our best way around this thing right now, depending on what set it is, may just be to toxic stall it out. So I feel like our best play here is to actually just go back into the Wheezing and see where that takes us. So, although we did kind of want to save the Wheezing for some of the other Pokemon he has, but I think... Yeah, I think our best bet probably is to just go right back into the Wheezing, so that's what we're going to do. Just to scout to see if he has that ground move on deck. So, going to come in with the Wheezing, take the Stealth Rock damage, obviously, as he is going to go for the Earthquake. So we did get the prediction right, which is incredible. Not going to touch us thanks to the Levitate, and then we are going to get some HP back with the Black Sludge, as he is going to take even more damage from the poison. So he's got one turn left on the field, essentially, with this Baxcalibur. The question is, what do we give this thing, or what do we risk this thing taking out? The Wheezing is kind of getting whittled, unfortunately, so I don't know that it's super worth keeping that thing around anymore. So I think we probably just let the Wheezing go down here. I think that's probably our safest play. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're just going to click Sludge Bomb and stay in here, as he does go for the Icicle Spear. We could have played Mind Games, but we didn't want to risk it, so he is going to land 3 Icicle Spears to finish the Wheezing off here, knocking us down to 3 Pokemon. But fortunately for us, this turn, this thing is going to succumb to the poison, and the Baxcalibur is going to go down and knock him down to 2. So that definitely works out for us. So now, with a double down on the battlefield, we go down to 3, he goes down to 2. He's got the Furret and the Florges left. So I think what we're going to do, actually... What do we want to use, is the question. What do we want to use? I think we want to come in with the... I think we'll come in with the Ogerpon, actually. I think that's the best play. So he is going to go ahead and come in with the Furret, as we come in with the Ogerpon. So we are going to take the... Well, he's actually going to get poisoned first, which I believe will indicate he is faster. He's got the Frisk to show him our mask, as if he didn't already know that. We do take the Spikes or the Stealth Rock damage, get the Mold Breaker coming into play, and I think there's no reason for us to not just go for the Ivy Cudgel here, so that's exactly what we're going to do. We know he outspeeds us. Hopefully he's not packing anything that can actually take us out here, but we're going to find out. So what does he have on deck with the Furret for us? I know Furret actually kind of got a buff with its moveset this generation, so I'm not quite sure what to expect from this thing. As we are starting to push the edges of the timer here, we'll see what he wants to do. What is it gonna be? So he is going to go for a Body Slam, and that does take us down to about a 3rd HP. We do survive, go for the Ivy Cudgel in return. It is not quite enough to take that thing out, actually, but fortunately that poison damage is going to be enough to finish the Furret off and to knock him down to just 1 Pokemon, which is incredible for us. So his last Pokemon, I believe, is going to be the... the Ogerpon of his own, actually. I suppose I am blind and thought that that was a shiny Florges, but no, that's actually Ogerpon. So there you have it. So it is Ogerpon water form, so he comes in with that, gets poisoned. That does change everything, but I guess it's a speed tie here, so we're just going to go for an Ivy Cudgel again. He does actually win the speed tie, unfortunately. Goes for the Ivy Cudgel of his own, and that takes our Ogerpon down and knocks us down to 2. So his... Ogerpon here could potentially get him back in the game, as he takes some poison damage. We're going to come in with the Empoleon here. I think that's definitely our best bet. And we do take some Stealth Rock damage, and so I think we definitely just go for the Air Slash here and hope for the best against this thing. It does have quite a few coverage moves. He actually goes for a Swords Dance, which is interesting. So he's going to go ahead and get that sharp attack increase. We go for the Air Slash. Thankfully, we don't miss. It's not quite enough to take this thing down. But we are going to get some HP back with the leftovers, and he is going to take some damage from the poison. So I think he's only got one turn left with the Ogerpon on the battlefield here. We're just going to go for the Ice Beam this turn. Not sure what kind of moveset he could be packing. He might not have coverage for us, as we only have less than a minute left in the battle. He's going to go for a Horn Leech. It actually does take us out, which is really unfortunate, and he also gets a ton of HP back from that. So that is terrible, actually, for us, as he is going to take some poison damage, leaving him at about 50%. So this is actually taking a horrible turn for us here, as now we're going to come in with our Mew with seconds left on the clock. It is our last Pokemon. We take some Stealth Rock damage, and all we can really do here is go for a Psychic Fang and hope for the best. With seconds left on the clock, he outspeeds, goes for the Ivy Cudgel. Can we take it at +2? No, it gets a critical hit, unfortunately, taking the Mew out, and that is game. So we are actually going to lose that one 1-0 to World, but that was actually a really good match, very close, very competitive. Not 100% sure if the crit mattered at that point. We were defensively invested with the Mew, so the crit may very well have cost us there, which kind of sucks, but just kind of is what it is there. That is part of Pokemon. But either way, extremely close, extremely competitive game. So that's it. Thanks for watching again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and or subscribe if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new battles in the future. So that's it, and we'll see you next time.